अथ पापदेशना नाम द्वितीयः परिच्छेदः। तच्चित्तरत्नग्रहणाय सम्यक् पूजां करोम्येष तथागतानां सद्धर्मरत्नस्य च निर्मलस्य बुद्धात्मजानां सगुणोदधीनाम्। यावन्ति पुष्पाणि फलानि चैव भैषज्यजातानि च यानि सन्ति रत्नानि यावन्ति च सन्ति लोके जलानि च स्वच्छमनोरमाणि। महीधरा रत्नमयास्तथान्ये वनप्रदेशाश्च विवेकरम्यः लताः सुपुष्पाभरणोज्ज्वलाश्च द्रुमाश्च ये सत्फलनम्रशाखः देवादिलोकेषु च गन्धधूपः कल्पद्रुमारत्नमयाश्च वृक्षः सरांसि चाम्भोरुहभूषणानि हंसस्वनात्यन्तमनोहराणि आकृष्टजातानि च सस्यजाता निन्यानि वा पूज्य विभूषणानि आकाशधातु प्रसरावधीनि सर्वाण्यपि मान्यपरिग्रहाणि आदाय बुद्ध्या मुनिपुङ्गवेभ्यो निर्यातयाम्येष सपुत्रकेभ्यः गृह्णन्तु तन्मे वरदीक्षिणीया महाकृपा माम् अनुकम्पमानः अपुण्यवान् अस्मि महादरिद्रः पूजार्थमन्यन्मम नास्ति किञ्चित् अतो ममार्थाय परार्थचित्ता गृह्णन्तु नाथ इदमात्मशक्त्या ददामि चात्मानमहं जिनेभ्यः सर्वेण सर्वं च तदात्मजेभ्यः परिग्रहं मे कुरुताग्रसत्वा युष्मासु दासत्वमुपैमि भक्त्या परिग्रहेणास्मि भवत्कृतेन निर्भीर्भवे सत्त्वहितं करोमि पूर्वं स पापं समतिक्रमामि नान्यत् च पापं प्रकरोमि भूयः रत्नोज्ज्वलस्तम्भमनोरमेषु मुक्तामयोद्भासि वितानकेषु स्वच्छोज्ज्वलस्फाटिककुट्टिमेषु सुगन्धिषु स्नानगृहेषु तेषु मनोज्ञगन्धोदकपुष्पपूर्णैः कुम्भैर्महारत्नमयैः अनेकैः स्नानं करोम्येष तथागतानां तदात्मजानां च सगीतिवाद्यम् प्रधूपितैर्धौतमलैः अतुल्यैर्वस्त्रैश्च तेषां तनुमुन्मृशामि ततः सुरक्तानि सुधूपितानि ददामि तेभ्यो वरचीवराणि दिव्यैर्मृदुश्लक्ष्णविचित्रशोभैर्वस्त्रैः अलङ्कारवरैश्च तैस्तैः समन्तभद्राजितमञ्जुघोष लोकेश्वरादीन् अपि मण्डयामि। सर्वत्रिसाहस्रविसारिगन्धैर्गन्धोत्तमैस्तान् अनुलेपयामि। सुतप्तसुन्मृष्टसुधौतहेम प्रभोज्ज्वलान् सर्वमुनीन्द्रकायान्। मान्दारवेन्दीवरमल्लिकाद्यैः सर्वैः सुगन्धैः कुसुमैर्मनोज्ञैः अभ्यर्चयाम्यर्च्य तमान् मुनीन्द्रान् स्रग्भिः संस्थानमनोरमाभिः। स्फीतस्फुरद्गन्धमनोरमैश्च तान् धूपमेघैः उपधूपयामि। भोज्यैश्च खाद्यैर्विविधैश्च पेयैस्तेभ्यो निवेद्यं च निवेदयामि। रत्नप्रदीपांश्च निवेदयामि सुवर्णपद्मेषु निविष्टपङ्क्तिन्। गन्धोपलिप्तेषु च कुट्टिमेषु किरामि पुष्पप्रकरान् मनोज्ञान्। प्रलम्बमुक्ता मणिहारशोभा नाभास्वरान्तिं मुखमण्डनांस्तान्। विमानमेघान् स्तुतिगीतरम्यान् मैत्रीमयेभ्योऽपि निवेदयामि। सुवर्णदण्डैः कमनीयरूपैः संसक्तमुक्तानि समुच्छ्रितानि प्रधारयाम्येष महामुनीनां रत्नातपत्राण्यतिशोभनानि। अतः परं प्रतिष्ठन्तां पूजामेघा मनोरमः तूर्यसङ्गीतिमेघाश्च सर्वसत्त्वप्रहर्षणः। सर्वसद्धर्मरत्नेषु चैत्येषु प्रतिमासु च पुष्परत्नादिवर्षाश्च प्रवर्तन्तां निरन्तरम्। मञ्जुघोषप्रभृतयः पूजयन्ति यथा जिनान् तथा तथागतान्नाथान् सपुत्रान् पूजयाम्यहम्। स्वराङ्गसागरैस्तोत्रैः स्तौमि चाहं गुणोदधीन्। स्तुतिसङ्गीतिमेघाश्च सम्भवन्त्वेष्वनन्यथा। सर्वक्षेत्राणुसङ्ख्यैश्च प्रणामैः प्रणमाम्यहम्। सर्वत्रध्वगतान् बुद्धान् सह धर्मगणोत्तमान्। सर्वचैत्यानि वन्देऽहं बोधिसत्त्वाश्रयांस्तथा। नमः करोम्युपाध्यायान् अभिवन्द्यान् यतींस्तथा। बुद्धं गच्छामि शरणं यावदाबोधिमण्डतः। धर्मं गच्छामि शरणं बोधिसत्त्वगणं तथा। विज्ञापयामि सम्बुद्धान् सर्वदिक्षु व्यवस्थितान्। महाकारुणिकांश्चापि बोधिसत्त्वान् कृताञ्जलिः। अनादिमति संसारे जन्मन्यत्रैव वा पुनः यन्मया पशुना पापं कृतं कारितमेव वा यच्चानुमोदितं किञ्चित् आत्मघाताय मोहतः तदत्ययं देशयामि पश्चात्तापेन तापितः रत्नत्रयेपकारो यो माता पितृषु वा मया गुरुष्वन्येषु वाक्षेपात् कायवाग्बुद्धिभिः कृतः अनेकदोषदुष्टेन मया पापेन नायकः यत्कृतं दारुणं पापं तत्सर्वं देशयाम्यहम् कथं च निःसराम्यस्मान् नित्योद्वेगोऽस्मि नायकः मा भुन्मे मृत्युरचिरात् अक्षिणे पापसञ्चये कथं च निःसराम्यस्मात् परित्रायत सत्वरम् माममाक्षीणपापस्य मरणं शीघ्रमेष्यति कृता परीक्षोऽयं मृत्युर्विस्रम्भघातकः स्वस्थैरविश्वास्य आकस्मिकमहाशनिः प्रियाप्रियनिमित्तेन पापं कृतमनेकधा सर्वमुत्सृज्य गन्तव्यम् इति न ज्ञातमीदृशम् अप्रिया न भविष्यन्ति प्रियो मे न भविष्यति अहं च न भविष्यामि सर्वं च न भविष्यति तत्तत् स्मरणतां याति यद्यद्वस्त्वनुभूयते स्वप्नानुभूतवत् सर्वं गतं न पुनरीक्ष्यते इहैव तिष्ठतस्तावद् गता नैके प्रियाः तन्निमित्तं तु यत् पापं तत्स्थितं घोरमग्रतः एवमागन्तुकोऽस्मीति न मया प्रत्यवेक्षितम् मोहानुनयविद्वेषै कृतं पापमनेकधा रात्रिन्दिवम् अविश्रामम् आयुषो वर्धते व्ययः आयस्य चागमो नास्ति न मरिष्यामि किं नहम् इह शय्यागतेनापि बन्धुमध्येऽपि तिष्ठता मयैवेकेन सोढव्या मर्मच्छेदादिवेदना यमदूतैर्गृहीतस्य कुतो बन्धुः कुतः सुहृत् पुण्यमेकं तदात्राणं मया तच्च न सेवितम् अनित्यजीविता संगात् इदं भयमजानता प्रमत्तेन मया नाथ बहु पापमुपार्जितम् अङ्गच्छेदार्थमप्यद्य नीयमानो विशस्यति पिपासितो दीनदृष्टिः अन्यदेवेक्षते जगत् किं पुनर्भैरवाकारैर्यमदूतैः अधिष्ठितः महात्रासज्वरग्रस्तः पुरीशोत्सर्गवेष्टितः कातरैर्दृष्टिपातैश्च त्राणान्वेषि चतुर्दिशम् को मे महाभयात् अस्मात् साधुस्त्राणं भविष्यति त्राणशून्यादिशो दृष्ट्वा पुनः सम्मोहमागतः तदाहं किं करिष्यामि तस्मिन् स्थाने महाभये अद्यैव शरणं यामि जगन्नाथान् महाबलान् जगद्रक्षार्थमुद्युक्तान् सर्वत्रासहराञ्जिनान् तैश्चाप्यधिगतं धर्मं संसारभयनाशनं शरणं यामि भावेन बोधिसत्त्वगणं तथा समन्तभद्रयात्मानं ददामि भयविह्वलः पुनश्च मञ्जुघोषाय ददाम्यात्मानमात्मना तं चावलोकितं नाथं कृपाव्याकुलचारिणं विरौम्यार्तरवं भीतः स मां रक्षतु पापिनम् आर्यमाकाशगर्भं च क्षितिगर्भं च भावतः सर्वान् महाकृपांश्चापि त्राणान्वेषि विरौम्यहम् यं दृष्ट्वैव च सन्त्रस्ता पलायन्ते चतुर्दिशं यमदूतादयो दृष्टास्तं नमस्यामि वज्रिणम् अतीत्ययुष्मद्वचनं साम्प्रतं भयदर्शन शरणं यामि वो भीतो भयं नाशय तद्रुतम् इत्वरव्याधिभीतोऽपि वैद्यवाक्यं न लङ्घये.
All right. Well, good morning, everybody. So happy to have you all here. We have a full house down here. It looks like we have a few cushions still open. I want to welcome you all here to the Rime Center. I'm just so happy that you're able to join us on this kind of overcast morning. If this is your first time joining us and you're looking for a spiritual home, I hope that you consider the Rime Center as that home. So as we begin, just want to make sure everyone has a service. If you don't, hold up your hand and Donna will make sure she gets you one. Everyone has? Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and begin. We'll just take a quick, short, stabilizing meditation, taking a couple deep breaths in, letting go of the breath, and letting go of any tension in your body and in your mind. We'll begin with our refuge vows. In the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, I go for refuge until enlightenment is reached. May my generosity and accumulations of merit bring benefits to all beings, and may all beings actualize perfect Buddhahood. In the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, I go for refuge until enlightenment is reached. May my generosity and accumulations of merit bring benefits to all beings, and may all beings actualize perfect Buddhahood. In the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, I go for refuge until enlightenment is reached. May my generosity and accumulations of merit bring benefit to all beings, and may all beings actualize perfect Buddhahood. 4 immeasurables. May all beings be endowed with happiness. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings never be separated from happiness, and may all beings abide in equanimity, undisturbed by the 8 worldly concerns. May all beings be endowed with happiness. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings never be separated from happiness, and may all beings abide in equanimity, undisturbed by the 8 worldly concerns. May all beings be endowed with happiness. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings never be separated from happiness, and may all beings abide in equanimity, undisturbed by the 8 worldly concerns. For as long as space endures, and for as long as living beings remain, until then, may we too abide to dispel the misery of the world. So for this guided meditation, we want to begin sitting comfortably and at ease, with your spine upright but relaxed. Let your hands rest gently on your knees or in your lap. And close your eyes or soften your gaze, taking a deep breath in, letting it go. Again, inhale gently and exhale completely. So now let's bring awareness to our body, feeling the weight of our body on the cushion or chair, the contact points with the ground, with our hands resting gently. And allow your posture to be like a mountain, upright, stable, yet relaxed. Taking a few deep breaths, inhaling calm, exhaling any tension. And now let the breath flow naturally, soft, easy, unforced. Now let your mind settle like a still lake. There's no need to push anything away or hold anything close. Thoughts may come and go. Let them pass like clouds in the open sky. And now gently bring your attention to your thoughts as they arise and just ask silently to yourself, where do these thoughts come from? Where do they go? Watch the thoughts arise, linger, and dissolve. And we're not seeking answers, we're just observing. See how they leave no trace, like waves returning to the ocean. Thoughts are not obstacles, they're just the dynamic expression of our own awareness. And just notice those thoughts, subtle or strong, clear or vague. Just recognize them as the natural radiance of our own awareness itself. Again, there's no need to cling to them. Don't reject them. Just see them arise, shine, and then dissolve. Self-liberated from the very beginning. And just rest in this recognition that every thought is awareness in motion. There's nothing separate, nothing to fix. And now let's turn our attention to our mind itself, asking gently, what is the mind? Where is it? What is its essence? And just rest in this open curiosity. Notice the mind that cannot be found, defined, or grasped. It's vast like space, empty, clear, and boundless. And just abide in this natural openness. There's no need to hold on to anything. There's no need to push anything away. And while we're resting in this empty clarity, just observe that appearances still arise. Sounds, sensations, feelings, and thoughts. But just recognize these appearances are not separate from emptiness. They are its natural display, like a reflection in a mirror. Empty yet vivid, vivid yet empty. And this is the non dual nature of reality, and just rest in the seamless unity. And make sure you're including the full range of your experience, the sights, sounds, smell, taste, touch, mental activity. Watch these perceptions arise and dissolve like rainbows in the sky, transient, beautiful, and empty by nature. There's nothing to change. Each perception is naturally self liberated in the moment it appears. And if the mind feels agitated, just simply relax. Let thoughts move freely like wind through space. If you feel dull or sleepy, gently straighten your posture. You can open your eyes slightly, take a deeper breath. Just return to this vivid, open awareness. And if instead you have strong emotions arise, there's no need to suppress or chase them. Just rest in the one who feels, recognizing all emotions as waves on the ocean. Let them rise and fall naturally free. And now let go of all analysis. Just rest in this natural state, primordially pure, empty, and luminous. There's nothing to do, nothing to maintain. Whether thoughts arise or not, simply just rest as the one who knows. And let everything be as it is, unfabricated, unaltered. And now gently bring your awareness back into this body. Feel your feet, your hands, the rhythm of your breath. If you need to, wiggle your fingers and toes softly. Take a deep breath in, a long, slow breath out. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Just carry this recognition of natural freedom into the rest of your day. Supplication to the Buddha. To the Blessed One, the one gone beyond, the fully awakened one, the great physician, the supreme teacher, you came to this earth and through your own efforts, you obtained the awakened state, overcoming all suffering and distress. Through your great compassion, you showed us the path to liberation. You taught us the merit of compassion, wisdom, and equanimity. To you, the glorious teacher, I prostrate. Committing non-virtuous actions, perform only perfect virtuous actions, subdue your mind thoroughly. This is the teachings of the Blessed One. Through the merits of these thoughts, words, and actions, may we dedicate this for the benefit of all sentient beings. And like you, O Blessed One, may we and every being attain your supreme awakened state, free from the ocean of suffering. Lord of the Dharma, I prostrate to your omniscient being. Seven-limb prayer. Reverently, I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind, present clouds of every type of offering, actual and mentally transformed. I declare all my negative actions accumulated since beginless time, and rejoice in the merits of all holy and ordinary beings. Please remain until samsara ends, and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. I dedicate the merit created by myself and others to the great enlightenment. Mandal offering. This ground anointed with perfumes, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, the four continents, the sun, and the moon. I imagine this as a Buddha field and offer it. May all living beings enjoy this pure land. The objects of my attachment, aversion, and ignorance, friends, enemies, strangers, my body, wealth, and enjoyments. Without any sense of loss, I offer this collection. Please accept it with pleasure and bless me with the freedom from the three poisons. Idam Guru Ratna Mindalakam Niyatayami. Supplication to Manjushri. Om homage to Manjushri, deity whose diamond speech cuts off all suffering, whose clear mind is the embodiment of insight wisdom. Manjushri, protector, free from evil and karmic stains. Your form is vast as the sky. Your mind dwells in the one taste of suchness. Lord of wisdom, I prostrate to your omniscient being. Supplication to Maitreya. Om, Lord Maitreya, benevolent one, golden son of the primordial, emperor of the northern paradise. Around you the stars and spheres course and turn. Within the span of your breath, countless worlds rise and fall. Deity of innumerable names, called or uncalled, you're always present. May the pure heaven of Tashita always arise before us. Supplication to Tara. Om Svatsti, long-eyed mother of the Lord of the triple world, mother who gives birth to all the Buddhas of the three times, performing all their functions by the strength of your compassion, by your knowledge of non-duality, by your unwavering power, mother of Maitreya, I pay homage to you. O Lady of great compassion, your smiling face is the delight of beings. Your calming eye looks out over the triple world. You spread your seat upon a moon whose essence is the thought of enlightenment. You are adorned with the finest garments and many precious gems. Your gift bestowing right hand grants magical attainment to those who invoke you. Your left hand grasps a lotus flower, symbol of your stainless purity. Your two hands are the union of means and wisdom. Boundless body of union, I pay homage to you. Homage to Tara, at whose lotus feet the gods and non-gods make worship. Homage to Tara, mother of all Buddhas who herald freedom from limitations.
Om Tare, Tu Tare, Ture Soha. 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 Ture Soha. Om Tare, Tu Tare, 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 Ture Soha.
Dedication of Tara meditation. By the meritorious energy of my meditation of Tara, the beyond samsara goddess, may all the limitless sentient beings be led by the energy of the enlightened ones until their Buddhahood is achieved. Supplication to Palden Lama. Soul Mother, Lady victorious over the three worlds, please pay attention here and now. You overpower the whole apparent world, samsara and nirvana, by heroically guarding the Dharma and Dharma holders with the four types of factions. Like lightning. You soar up openly like a full moon in the midst of a garland of powerful Dharma protectors. Powerful Daikini protector, I prostrate your omniscient being. Supplication to Chenrezig. You whose white-colored body is unstained by faults, whose crown is adorned by a fully enlightened Buddha, who gaze upon migrators with eyes of compassion, to you, Chenrezig, I prostrate. liberating beings of the six realms. Compelled by negative karma again from beginless times, sentient beings through the force of anger are born as hell beings and experience the suffering of heat and cold. May they all be born in your presence, perfect deity. Om Mani Padme Hum. Compelled by negative karma again from beginless times, sentient beings through the force of greed are born as hungry ghosts and experience the suffering of hunger and thirst. May they all be born in your perfect realm, the Patala. Om Mani Padme Hum. Compelled by negative karma again from beginless times, sentient beings through the force of confusion are born as animals and experience the suffering of dullness and bewilderment. May they all be born in your presence, protector. Om Mani Padme Hum. Compelled by negative karma again from beginless times, sentient beings through the force of desire are born as humans and experience the suffering of constant toil and poverty. May they all be born in the supreme pure land of Dewachin. Om Mani Padme Hum. Compelled by negative karma again from beginless times, sentient beings through the force of jealousy are born as demigods and experience the suffering of fighting and quarreling. May they all be born in your realm of Patala. Om Mani Padme Hum. Compelled by negative karma again from beginless times, sentient beings through the force of pride are born as gods and experience the suffering of change and falling. May they all be born in your realm of Patala. Om Mani Padme Hum.
Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum.
So it's on the second meditation that we do Tonglen practice to alleviate the sufferings of others. There's so much suffering going on right now in the world, both man-made and through natural disasters. Short explanation of how to do that in your Sunday service. Dedication of Chenrezig meditation. By this virtue, may I quickly become Chenrezig and then lead every being without exception to that ground. Vajrasattva mantra. Om Benza Sato Samaya Mano Palaya Benza Sato Tinopa Trida Trido Mebawa Sutokayo Mebawa Subokayo Mebawa Anorakto Mebawa Sarwasiti Me Prayatsa Sarwa Krama Susame Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarva Tathagata Benza Mame Munza Benzi Bawa Mahasamaya Sato Ha Hum Bet Om Benza Sato Samaya Manopalaya Benza Sato Tino Patrida Trido Mebawa Sutokayo Mebawa Subokayo Mebawa Enorakto Mebawa Sarwa Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sarwa Karma Susame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarwa Tathagata Benza Mame Munza Benzi Bawa Mahasamaya Sato Ha Hum Pet Om Benza Sato Samaya Mano Palaya Benza Sato Chino Patrida Trido Mebawa Sutokayo Mebawa Subokayo Mebawa Enorakto Mebawa Sarwa Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sarwa Karma Susame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarva Tathagata Benza Mame Munza Benzi Bawa Mahasamaya Sato Ha Hum Ped
Om Vajra Sapa 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 Om Vajra Sapa.
It's on this next meditation that we do, Tonglen practice to alleviate the sufferings of others. Or what am I talking about? That was the last one. There's so much suffering. Maybe we need to do it again. All right. Tonglen or Shamatha, whatever floats your boat. All right. Well, again, welcome to the Rime Center. I'm so delighted that you all are here. And if this is your first time, I think I recognize everybody, but if this is your first time, please just let us know so that way we can welcome you here. Whether you're exploring the Dharma or seeking a spiritual home, we hope that you consider the Rime Center as part of your journey. I want to give a heartfelt thank you to our dedicated greeter today. He did such a great job. Also want to thank Travis for running the tech, and him, Gabi, and Nicole were setting up the technology when I came in. So thank you all so much for that. After today's service, please visit the Rime Center's gift shop. It's just on the second floor. I noticed it looks like Gabi got some new books in. So if you're like me and love to see a new book, there's definitely a few up there. Join us and the Tantric Rime Tantric community for our autumn equinox spirit offering and smoke puja during our Sunday service next Sunday, September 28th at 10:30 a.m. during our Sunday service. It was postponed. There was the threat of rain today. I guess it's still going to rain. I don't know. So we're going to have it next Sunday. Please bring a lawn chair. We're going to be in the backyard for the puja. This Wednesday, September 24th at 7:45, we will have our next class, The Mirror of Mindfulness. This will be an exploration of the Tibetan Buddhist teachings on the Four Bardos. There is a book called The Mirror of Mindfulness. We asked that you try to get it ahead of time. We weren't able to get it into the shop here in time, and I think maybe even Amazon's having a little bit of a delay with getting the book out. So we'll go over the first Bardo this Wednesday. So if you're planning on attending, hope you have that book. If not, hopefully you'll be okay, at least that first week. And then on October 1st at 7:45, join us for our other class to deepen your understanding on cultivating a compassionate heart with the class on the four immeasurables: loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity. This is our follow-up class to the basics of Buddhism. So for those of you who took the basics and want to know what to do next, I encourage you to take the four immeasurables class. But it's with a heartfelt gratitude that we thank you for helping nurture a community that embodies the Buddhist timeless teachings of love, compassion, and wisdom. Your financial generosity ensures that the Rime Center remains a warm and welcoming home for practice, reflection, and connection, carrying forward the legacy of our founders, Lama, Chuck, and Mary. Together, we're keeping the Dharma alive and thriving. And so may we continue to build a community rooted in wisdom and joy where all who enter find refuge and belonging. All right. Just do not disturb. I do especially want to thank everyone who's over the last few years have been donating to our the Rime Center's building fund. You'll notice that our porch got repaired, and it looks absolutely amazing. I mean, they tore it all the way down on that corner to the dirt and rebuilt it, and I was quite impressed. I know several of you had come in and while it was being repaired, and I honestly don't know how they got all those blocks back together. It was like a puzzle, but they did it. So thank you again. It's your generosity to that building fund that we're able to do things like that and other things as well. So today's Dharma talk is called Crossing the Threshold. So what happens in the space between moments? Between waking and sleeping? Between birth and death? In Tibetan Buddhism, this in-between space is called Bardo. Bardo means intermediate state or between state. And it refers to those transitional moments of consciousness, not only between life and death, but also the many passages we move through every single day. I was trying to find a good English word to think about Bardo, and I came across this one that I liked a lot for you English people out there: liminal. Liminal refers to a boundary or a threshold. Eric Pema Kungsang puts it this way: the Tibetan word bardo literally means intermediate state, the gap or period between two events. A transition period in the series of changes a sentient being undergoes is an endless change of birth and death called samsara, end quote. The idea that consciousness does not simply vanish at death, instead, it moves through a series of phases, one after the other, and how we meet those phases with awareness, with confusion, with training or without, greatly shapes what happens next. Recently, I came across this article from Michigan Medicine, and it was titled Evidence of Conscious-like Activity in the Dying Brain. I won't go into it as a very long article, but the article described a study published by the Proceedings of the National Academy of Science, led by Dr. Jimo Borjigin. In the study, the researchers looked at 4 patients, and remember, it's a very small study, just 4 patients who passed away from cardiac arrest after being removed from life support. And here's what they found. As the heart was shutting down in 2 of the patients, there was not silence in the brain, but a sudden surge of activity, a burst of energy. In fact, they recorded an increase in gamma waves, the fastest type of brain wave. And these are the same waves that neuroscientists link with awareness, memory, and states of consciousness. Even more remarkable, this activity was centered in what is sometimes called the hot zones of consciousness. And this is that region in the back of our brain where temporal, parietal, and occipital lobes meet. And this area is known to light up in dreaming and vivid visual experiences and in altered states of consciousness. So researchers once assumed that consciousness collapses the very instant the heart stops. But now they're seeing something different. Surges of organized brain activity, even after what we call clinical death. And this changes everything. It suggests that death is not a wall, it's a threshold. A process where awareness may continue in ways we are only beginning to understand. And this is exactly how the teachings describe the passage through the bardo. A transition, not an ending, as an opening into vast and vivid states of mind. In the Nyingma tradition, especially within Dzogchen, the teachings on the bardos are central. They show us how to prepare for dying, how to guide consciousness, and how to transform the mind. But Tulku Orjin Rinpoche gives us a reminder here. Bardo teachings may sound fascinating and colorful, but the vital point is one's individual practice right now. Why have medicine when sick if one doesn't use it? Without training, our studies become mere intellectual understanding, end quote. So the bardos are not just teachings about what happens at death. They are also about how we meet this very moment. Each bardo is both a challenge and an opportunity for awakening. So I wanted to just take a quick moment to talk about these bardos, and we're going to look for a traditional source that describes the 6 bardos. And I think most people are probably familiar with Karma Lingpa's Bardo Trodal, or what's been translated as the Tibetan Book of the Dead. But if we look no further than what's presented in his text, the root verses of the 6 bardos, we can think of them as 6 passages, 6 doorways of experience that every one of us will walk through. So let's look at these individually. The first is the bardo of this life, Kine bardo in Tibetan. And verse 1 of the root verse says, Kima, now when the bardo of this life is dawning upon me, I will abandon laziness for which life has no time. Enter undistracted, the path of study, reflection, and meditation, making perceptions and mind the path, and realize the 3 kayas. Now that for once I have attained a human body, this is not the time to remain in the way of distraction, end quote. This life itself is a bardo. The time between birth and death is the ground of preparation. everything we do, every thought, word, and action leaves impressions that shape what follows. Within this life, we also find two other bardos, the bardo of dreams and the bardo of meditation. So let's look at those. So the second bardo is the bardo of dreams, Milam bardo. In verse 2 of the root text, it says, Kima, now when the bardo of dreams is dawning upon me, I will abandon the heedless, corpse-like sleep of ignorance and settle the mind in its natural state without distraction. Recognizing dreams, I will train in transformation and clear light. I must not simply slumber like an animal, but combine sleep with realization. This is crucial, end quote. So here we have an opportunity. Each night when we sleep, we enter a rehearsal for dying and being reborn. Through practices like dream yoga, we learn to recognize our mind's projections, even in our dreams, to train in awareness and recognize the clear light of mind itself. And then the third bardo is the bardo of meditation, Samten bardo. Verse 3 of the root verses say, Kima, now when the bardo of samadhi is dawning upon me, I will abandon all forms of distraction and delusion, and rest in the infinite state that is free of distraction and grasping. Gaining stability in the two stages, generation and perfection, at this time of single-pointed meditation, having given up activity, I must not fall under the sway of afflictions and delusions, end quote. So when we are in deep meditation, or even in a deep dreamless sleep, thought dissolves and stillness opens. This subtle pause can be an entryway into awareness beyond concepts, but we often overlook it. So now let's look at the fourth bardo, the bardo of dying, the Chike bardo. I think this is probably the more popular of the ones when we think about the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Verse 4 of the root verses say, Kima, now when the bardo of dying is dawning upon me, I will abandon all grasping, yearning, and attachment, enter undistracted, a state in which the instructions are clear, and transfer my own awareness into the sphere of unborn space. As I am about to leave this compound body of flesh and blood, I will know it to be a transitory illusion, end quote. So here the body begins to dissolve. Our senses fade. The elements, the earth, water, fire, air, one by one lose their strength. Tibetan masters describe this as the outer and inner dissolutions. First, the loss of sight, hearing, strength, and then the subtle dissolutions into light and space. And this is the great threshold moment. If the mind is clear, death itself can become an opening rather than an end. For those with specific training and practices like POA or transference of consciousness, it becomes useful. What we are doing at this moment is transferring consciousness from an impure, confused state into a pure, awakened state. We learn to meet the moment of dying with awareness, to let go of attachment with ease, and to gently guide the mind towards liberation. Now, the fifth bardo is the bardo of Dharmata, the Chonyi bardo. Verse 5 of the root verses say, Kima, now when the bardo of Dharmata is dawning upon me, I will abandon all fear and terror, recognizing whatever appears as the natural display of awareness. I will know it to be the way this bardo unfolds. Now that I have reached this momentous, crucial point, I will not fear these natural manifestations, the peaceful and wrathful yidams, end quote. So after death, then we have this experience of luminosity, the clear light of awareness itself. If one can recognize it, liberation is possible in that very moment. If not, we have visions of peaceful and wrathful deities arising, not as external gods, but as vivid display of one's own mind. And then the final is the sixth bardo of becoming, the Sitpat bardo. In verse 6 of the root verses, it says, Kima, now when the bardo of becoming is dawning upon me, I will concentrate my mind with single-pointed determination. Strive to prolong the results of good karma, close the entrance to rebirth, and try to keep from being reborn. This is the time when perseverance and pure perception are required. Abandon jealousy and meditate on the master and consort, end quote. So if the clear light is not recognized, our consciousness begins to move towards a new life. Visions and karmic winds arise, and one is drawn towards rebirth. And this is another crucial stage where practice and intention can shape our next life. So why do the bardos matter? The bardos are not just teachings about what happens after we die. They're really teachings about how we can live right now. Each bardo is an opportunity. Every transition, every threshold moment carries the possibility of awakening. When training, we can learn to meet these passages not with fear, but with freedom. And that's why preparation matters. When we are familiar with the stages of dying, with the dissolution of the body, and the visions that may appear, we are less likely to be caught off guard. Familiarity transforms fear into recognition. And how we live shapes how we die. The habits we cultivate, mindfulness, compassion, the practice of letting go, these are the very tools that will serve us in these bardos. If we live with kindness and clarity now, that is what's going to carry us through later. And these teachings guide us in caring for others. They show us how to be present at the bedsides of someone who is dying, how to offer prayers or gentle reminders, or simply a calm presence. All of these can help a loved one cross the threshold with less fear and more ease. So then the question becomes, how do we prepare here and now while we are alive and breathing? Well, we can begin with familiarity, studying the stages of life, death, and dream. Just knowing the map makes the journey a little less frightening. Through meditation, resting in our awareness now, so that when these bardos arise, you will be able to recognize the true nature of mind. And with letting go, softening your attachments to body, to possessions, even to your fixed ideas of who you are. Live fully, but without clinging too tightly. And setting aspirations, planting strong intentions, as Jamyang Khyentse Choki Lodro prayed, inspire us to recognize the bardos and lead us to a pure realm, end quote. We can use merit and virtue, acts of generosity, patience, and compassion steady the mind and create a supportive conditions for whatever transitions lie ahead. But we're given some final advice. In verse 7 of the root verses, he says, with mind far off, no thought of impending death, performing the meaningless activities of this life, to return empty-handed now would be utterly deluded. Recognize what is needed, the sacred Dharma. Why not practice it now, at this very moment? The great accomplished gurus have said, if you do not keep in mind your master's instructions, are you not deceiving yourself? End quote. So these bardos are not distant, exotic teachings about death. They are the very fabric of our existence, every breath, every pause, and every transition. Not every detail may unfold exactly as described in the text. Some dissolutions may be swift, some visions faint. But what matters is not the imagery, it is the training of our mind here and now. And so we ask ourselves, how can we meet each transition, each bardo, with mindfulness, compassion, and courage? And so let me end with an aspiration. May I recognize each bardo as it arises and rest in the luminous, clear light nature of mind. At the moment of death, may I be freed from fear and confusion. And when crossing the threshold, may compassion guide me, and may all beings find liberation in every bardo. I hope that this talk has been beneficial to you. May your week be filled with compassion, wisdom, gratefulness, and joy. Long life supplication for His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And the land encircled by snow mountains, you're the source of all happiness and good. All-powerful Chenrezig Tenzin Gyatso, please remain until samsara ends. a flower of faith and praise of Lama Chuck and Mary. Lama of great compassion, with kindness to all, you firmly established the Rime tradition through skillful means and wisdom. Mary Tenzin Dawa, who is the embodiment of all the Daikinis, with the sun of wisdom and the moon of compassion, you bring love and joy to everyone you meet. Inspired by your example, I vow to cultivate compassion and wisdom from this moment forward and in all my future lives. I will strive to embody the Buddha's teachings in every thought, word, and deed. Dedication of merit. By this merit, may all obtain omniscience, may it defeat enemy wrongdoing. From the stormy waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death, from the ocean of samsara, may I free all beings. By this merit, may all obtain omniscience, may it defeat enemy wrongdoing. From the stormy waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death, from the ocean of samsara, may I free all beings. By this merit, may all obtain omniscience, may it defeat enemy wrongdoing. From the stormy waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death, from the ocean of samsara, may I free all beings. Aspiration prayers. Bodhicitta is precious. May it arise from whom it is not arisen. Once arisen, may it not diminish, but ever grow and flourish. All difficulties without exception being pacified with harmonious situations like the treasure of the sky. May the teachings and practice of the Rime tradition live long and shine brightly. So again, thank you all for joining us today. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Try to avoid the raindrops that are supposed to be showing up.